Hi Algebra 1 students, I wanted to show you an example of what a video you make for your final exam might look like. Now, one thing I want you to be aware of is this is not a problem that's going to be on your final exam. We didn't go over these types of problems this semester. This was actually from the fall semester, but I wanted to show you an example on a problem type where I'm not like doing an identical problem to a problem on your final. When you go to make videos for the problems on your final exam, you're going to want to have your worked out paper with you. That way you can refer back to what the problem was and what your work was before, so that way you can work towards explaining it. Another thing is you want to make sure that you've actually looked at the rubric that I made. It's very detailed, very specific, multiple pages. So it allows you to know specifically how you can earn full credit for every single problem on all parts of your final exam. So let's pretend that a problem like this is on your final, which again, it's not. Your final is all over units 7, 8, and 9, but I wanted to show you an example that's not on your final. So the rest of this video is going to be me explaining this problem as if I were a student trying to earn full credit on this problem. All right, so here's me as a student. Okay, so to solve this problem, the first thing that I see, I want to follow order of operations, and order of operations is PEMDAS. PEMDAS means parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract. So I've noticed that I have parentheses here. I can't simplify anything in the parentheses yet because those are not like terms. But I can, and I don't have any exponents, but I do have some multiplication happening. So I have this -3 in front of my set of parentheses, and I can use the distributive property to multiply it by both terms inside the parentheses. So that's going to give me a -3 times a 1 is a -3, and -3 times a 6r is -18r. And then my other side of the equation is going to stay the same. Now my goal is to solve for r, so that means I want to get r by itself. I have a couple different steps I could take here. All of them would be correct, but I want to try to get r completely by itself. So I think I'm going to add 18r to both sides. Now when I do that, these 18r's cancel each other out, and if I add 18r to the other r term on the other side of the equation, 18r minus 1r makes a 17r. So I get 14 plus 17r on the right-hand side equals -3. Alrighty, I'm still trying to solve for r and it's not by itself yet. So this 14 I would love to move over. To undo a positive 14, I'm going to subtract 14 from both sides. So those 14s will cancel out. A -3 minus a 14 will make a -17. So I currently have -17 equals 17r. Now again, my goal is to get the r completely by itself. So I'm going to divide both sides by 17 because r is currently being multiplied by 17, and the opposite of multiplying is dividing. And a -17 divided by a 17 is a -1. So my final answer for this problem is r equals 1. So the solution to this equation is r equals 1. Okay, students, so that was me explaining a problem as if I were a student. It took me about 2 minutes to explain that problem and all of the steps in their entirety. I do think it is easiest if you have a device that you can write on to make your videos on that device, just because as you can see, it's really easy for me to write on the page and explain as I go because the video takes a video of the page. And you'll notice you don't have to have yourself in this video. There's not a video of me, but it's definitely my voice. We have the benefit that we've been together in class, so I know your voice, so I'll know that it's you making the video even if you're not physically seen in the video. Another example, if you don't have a screen that you can write on, is you can actually prop up your phone and you can use your phone to take a video of your paper as you're writing this out on paper. So just keep those options in mind as we work through this video sharing process, and I will send you a link of the file type that I need for video so that way I can actually view your videos. But this is an example for you of what you need to do, all the steps that you need to show in order to earn credit on videos. But please reference the rubric for each individual problem that you are making a video on to make sure that you have addressed all of my concerns related to that problem.